Alright, so today we are going to be reviewing Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. So for those that don't know, Tim Burton's Corpse Bride came out in 2005, directed by Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Emily Watson, not Emma Watson because that's Harry Potter and Beauty and the Beast, but I don't really talk about that. And there's also the great Christopher Lee, and music composed by Danny Elfman. So anyhow, so this movie is about a guy that's very anxious about marriage and all that. He goes to marry Victoria, but ends up failing at it. So then he goes into the woods alone to practice his vows. So then he accidentally married a corpse, which will be later to be known as Emily. Then while he runs away from her, he then ends up in the land of the dead, where there was a whole bunch of people there that are dead. And yeah, there's a song by Bone Jangles called Remains of the Day. That's a good song. I mean, all the songs are good on there, but not as catchy as the ones from Nightmare Before Christmas. And of course, he runs away from Emily again, and meets up with her again. And then, of course, she presents his long-lost dog, Scraps, to him in a skeleton form. He then goes to an older skeleton voiced by horror legend Michael Goff, and he makes a spell for both him and Emily to leave the land of the dead, so to visit the land of the living, because Victor goes to visit his parents only to lie to Emily and visit Victoria instead. So yeah, after he lies to Victoria, well, not Victoria, but Emily, she gets mad at Victor, ends up going alone. Victor finds her again, apologizes, meets up with his friend Mayhew, who also died, and ends up going to marry Emily, but she ends up declining to that because of some stuff, and seeing that Victoria is the right one for her. Victoria is almost killed by Barkis. I forgot who he's voiced by again. Then, of course, Barkis is defeated by the other citizens of the land of the dead, and Emily turns into a bunch of butterflies at the end, and of course, Victor and Victoria go together. So, final thoughts on this movie, I give it a 9.5, mainly because, well, the songs aren't really as catchy as The Nightmare Before Christmas, but they're still pretty good, though. And also, I hope you enjoyed, and of course, stay tuned till night 4 of 31 Nights of Tim Burton.